Go. Okay, introducing my next special guest onto my radio show. We have Dewar joining me on my show. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you on.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Yeah, how are you today?
I'm great. I've spent the morning writing and recording, so I'm in a really good mood.
Great. The sun is shining and keeping busy. That's good. Now, Dewar, that's your stage name. Is that your surname or is it a stage name or a real name?
It is my surname as well,
Right.
yeah. So I decided to keep it, and also it's a Scottish name, so it lets everyone know immediately that I'm Scottish, which I like. So
That's good. It stands out. And you are the only one Dewar out there.
apparently so.
That's
I
good.
hope
Cool.
so.
Tell them about your accent as well. If I sound correct, you're Scottish.
I am. I'm from kind of central Scotland, halfway between Edinburgh and Glasgow, a little town called Falkirk. So yeah, but I think I've lost my accent now. When I'm around my parents, I'm very Scottish, but everyone tells me I sound more American now or South African.
Oh, I see. Falkirk, the only reason I've heard of Falkirk is I had a bingo hall and I heard it on the links.
Sounds about right.
But that aside, here to talk about the music. How long have you been a performing artist for?
Oh, since I was really young. I mean, I went to uni when I was 18. I think probably since just after uni. So since I was about maybe 21, I've been performing. Yeah.
Cool. And you're very musical as well. You've got like an organ in the background, keyboard, and is that a banjo, is it as well?
Banjo, my ukulele. I've got a cello here as well. You can't see it because of my
Oh,
chair. I
nice.
also play cello and I'm learning saxophone at the minute. So yeah, I like to learn everything.
Yeah, beautiful instruments. So, the cello, I was chatting to a fellow musician the other day. They are a pain to get on the public transport, aren't they?
Oh my God, they're so big. Thank God
Yeah.
they're hollow. Like that's the only plus about them is that they're hollow, so they're not so heavy, but they're just
Mm,
so awkward and so big. And I'm just
yeah.
glad it's not a double bass because that's like twice the
Yeah.
size. That'd be
Nice
horrible.
instrument though. And you mentioned saxophone. What tenor sax, alto sax?
I did start with tenor sax, but as a beginner, it was so much more difficult because it's bigger and it was harder to get the airflow. And even as a singer, I found it
Hmm.
very difficult. So I've turned to alto sax, which is just so gorgeous.
It
Really
is a
nice.
very nice instrument to say the least. It's very, very, very sexy in a way, isn't it? It's
It's
just
so sexy and just
this.
soothing and just, yeah.
Yes, it oozes, doesn't it? Oozes.
Yeah.
Um, and music technology as well. I know you record your own music.
Yeah.
How do you find working with the latest music technology at present?
I really struggle. I'm in the middle of trying to suss my way out through Cubase, which is really proving
Mm,
difficult. I mean, I used Logic at university, which was fine. That was difficult enough. But since I've been trying to start to write music for films and TV, and I was told to use Cubase by several producers and recording artists and stuff, and it's just so difficult.
mm,
You think the things that should be the most simple aren't. So
yeah.
I'm struggling. I like to write the music and send a very basic demo to someone and let them do that. But yeah, I really struggle with Cubase. It's
Yeah, I understand. I remember um, having to work with Cubase at music college, and
yeah,
it was hard to get to grips. Really tough. If
really,
it's one of them, isn't it?
yeah.
But never mind. You have been you covered a song by Imagine Dragons. Is that right?
Oh yeah, my a couple of times my friend Alexi and I have covered Believer, which is just my favorite song by them. It's phenomenal.
And what was the feedback like with that?
It was really good. I mean, the feedback I mostly get when I do covers is that I oftentimes will do covers of male vocals because I'm myself an alto and I prefer singing in a lower register with a soother, richer kind of
Hmm.
tone. The most of the feedback I get is, "Oh, I've never heard a girl cover that like that," or "I've never heard a girl covering it this way," or covering so many male songs. So yeah, it's good feedback. I love them. I
Mm.
love their music.
The female singing voice is so fascinating. You get your divas, the high notes and the big belters. But going from like the different voice ranges, even down to contralto,
Yeah.
is amazing. Lots of ranges there.
So good. And I love listening to singers like Desiree who have got like this rich, deep, thick, kind of
Mm,
like almost creamy thickness of a voice. I try and describe it as like galaxy chocolate because it's so delicious and
yeah,
velvety and just kind of soothes you when you listen to it.
that's cool. And Dance with Shadows, that was with Rudiment as well, was it?
Well, Dance with Your Shadows was a song I wrote, but it was released on my EP, which I've since removed from
Mm,
Spotify. That was released in 2022. But then we did some rebranding, my manager and I, and it's now been released on my album Rudiment, which was released in September 2023. So yeah, so but Dance with Your Shadows was the first song I had written with my producer that I'm working with now, and it's one of my favorites on the album. It's such a
nice.
good.
Not to be confused with rudimental, but would you be open with working on like, a drum and bass track, that type of music?
Absolutely. I've tried to reach out to someone actually to help me maybe do a remix of a couple of tracks, especially Dance with Your Shadows. I've got the piano score and
Hmm.
I want to make a classical version of it and a dance version of it. So definitely I'm open to all
Yeah.
ideas for sure.
I've met Sigma before. If you mention me, they might give you a helping hand. They're a dance
Sounds
act.
like a
So
plan.
yeah,
Let's do
reach out to
it.
them. Say, Dan from um the other thing that you did a song called Influence as well with an accompanied music video.
Yes, yes.
That's exciting.
It is exciting. And it's my favorite. I say that about all of them, to be fair. I get so excited. But the music video is so, in a way, very, very dark and quite creepy and contrasting with the
Hmm.
lyrics quite dark as well. But then there's so many bright colors, and then I'm using the kind of teal colors in the setting. But yeah, Influence is a great track that I'm trying to use for different things at the minute. So yeah, it's good.
And where can people find your music? Obviously, the latest streaming platforms come to mind, but I just wanted to check with you where's best where people can, discover your music.
All the common places, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, YouTube, everything. You'll find
Cool.
me on there.
And do you like to release singles after singles, or do you like to do albums as well?
I would like to. I'm in discussions about that now with my manager. I want to release a single before the next album is released. I want the album to be released either at the end of this year or early next year. I personally would like to release a single, but we'll see. We'll see if I get my
Cool.
way.
Yeah. It's a wait in progress then. Something like that.
Exactly. I'm
Yeah.
writing everything now. Everything is being written. I even wrote one song this morning called Blame, which I think will be on the album. Yeah, so we'll see. Everyone just has to kind of stay tuned for now.
Amazing. And people can follow on social medias like, Facebook. And I'm following you on there just to see what you're up to. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's Dewar music. It's quite, I think a lot of people wouldn't really know how to spell it. It's Dewar, Dewar music, just like the whiskey. It's the
Yeah.
same as.
Cool. Just want to say anything else you may like to add to the interview, like for a special mention to your followers or friends or family.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a special thank you to everyone who's listened to my album so far, who everyone has streamed it or liked my videos, and I've not got a lot going on my socials at the minute because I'm writing so much. So I put a post up this morning just saying be patient with me. I've got a
Yeah.
lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, but I just can't talk about it yet. But yeah, just stay tuned and thank you for
Yeah.
listening and
Cool. Yeah. So good things to come in good time. Brilliant. Yeah. Well, that's everything I wanted to ask you for today. I've got one of your tracks and we'll get one of them played for you on the show today. Thanks for your contribution on today's show. It's much appreciated.
thank you for having me. Thanks so much.
My pleasure.